Welcome to the Sentimental Twist,
where two generations share one love for meaningful spaces and gracious hospitality.
I'm Brittany.
And I'm Melissa.
Let's gather around the table and talk home, hosting, and all things sentimental.
Yay!
Welcome back, y'all.
Yay! Episode 2 of Season 2.
Time's flying when you're having
So
fun.
happy to be back last week. Everybody was so sweet about telling us they missed us and they're happy that we're back. And we've got another fun episode planned. I am Melissa. Welcome to Season 2 of Sentimental Twist. You can find me on Home with a Twist on Instagram, homewithatwist.com on my website, and Home with a Twist on YouTube.
And I'm Brittany. I'm at Brittany Shepherd on Instagram, thesentimentaldecorator.com, and on YouTube, I'm Brittany Shepherd TSD.
Okay, so you just celebrated a birthday.
Did. I turned 41 on Monday, October 13th.
Wow, so I'm exactly 20 years older than you.
Yeah. Not by much, even month-wise, because you're August and I'm October.
Yeah.
Yep, turned 41. It was a beautiful, glorious fall weekend in Dothan, Alabama. And it was a nice weekend. Saw friends, saw family, celebrated, and enjoyed the weather.
You watched football, because I know you're a big football gal. Did you have everybody over to watch football?
Yes, we got together, patio season. It was maybe just a patio weekend. I don't know. We might be 90 degrees next week, but it was just great weather, fire pit weather. Made a little bit of s'mores.
Do you have a fire pit? Do you have a fire pit?
I have. It's kind of like a fire pit. It was my mom's, and it's more like one of those chimenea things, but not really. It's wrought iron. I don't know how to explain it. But I'll share about it on Instagram.
And that we probably need to do an episode about how we entertain outside.
Yeah, that's good.
That would be fun.
Mm-hmm, that would.
And so if everybody came over, was everybody in charge of bringing something?
Yeah. I mean, we all just kind of pitched in, tailgate food, had the crew going, just.
Oh, that needs to be an episode. It's tailgate food.
I just love appetizer food. It's the best.
I do too. And here's my thing is I don't really like to watch football on TV. Well, I don't like to go to football games, period, because I don't want to be tied to one place for that long. They just drag out. I'd rather be in the kitchen, making a snack, eating a snack, maybe zhuzhing something, making a centerpiece, doing all the things we love to do in our houses, and just kind of sort of watch the football game in the background.
Yeah. I have a cornhole set too, so my family likes to play cornhole in the yard, and the weather was just perfect for all of that kind of stuff.
You get to see your nieces and nephews?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they're precious.
Okay, so let's talk about gracious hospitality, our fall edit. So one of my favorite things, let me grab my phone, is I love Trader Joe's in the fall with all the
seasonal stuff.
Yes. Do you have a Trader Joe's near you?
The closest one is 2 hours away.
So it has to really be an event.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I have a Trader Joe's just like minutes from me. And so I thought, and they used to send out their little Fearless Flyer paper in the mail. And I guess they just don't do that anymore. I don't get it. So I either get it via email when they put it out, or you can pick up a hard copy at the checkout stand. Okay, it is like, to me, how one of the episodes from our earlier season 1, you said you used to love to look through the Spiegel catalog.
Yes.
Well, I feel that way about the Fearless Flyer, is I will get my pen out and I will just like circle things, underline things, all the things that I want to shop for when I go. So I don't have a Fearless Flyer in front of me because I think the last one they did was in September, but I do have the intranet. And I thought we could go through some of the top things they have that are perfect for entertaining, or even a few of the things are great for stocking stuffers, since we're going to be talking about that. So let's talk things pumpkin. Well, I know you and I both have pups.
Mm-hmm.
They have maple and sweet potato flavored sandwich cookies for dogs.
Mm-hmm. Mine would love that.
I don't know what's in them.
Except for the diabetic probably shouldn't eat it.
No, probably not. But they look awfully yummy. And then they have an apple pie spread. which I think probably would be really good for maybe on top of cheese or on with some savory sharp cheddar cheese, maybe. Do you put cheese on your apple pie?
No, but I love that combination.
Yeah. Maple leaf ice cream sandwiches, which I
Dude.
think would just be a fun little
Mm,
thing. Yeah, theme dessert or like for an outdoor party, sit around the fire and have a maple ice cream thing. Pumpkin pie spice donut holes.
okay.
I could
I'd
go
like
for
those.
that with some coffee.
Oh, yeah.
Cinnamon sugar cashews with honey and brown sugar.
Mm,
Now, to me, that would be a great wrap up in cellophane and put a tag on it
mhm.
as a hostess gift
Yep.
when you're going to people's homes.
And great to add to a charcuterie board.
Yes, in a
Mhm.
little
A
dish.
fall charcuterie. I love Trader Joe's stuff when I need to make like, their seasonal stuff for a charcuterie. They have great little seasonal cracker shapes and things like that for charcuteries.
They
So
do. In fact, right now they have fall-shaped tortilla chips
mm,
and leaves and pumpkins. They've got pumpkin-shaped crackers. My friend Catherine, who's my artist friend, she had her gallery night a couple of weeks ago, and she had all the things Trader Joe's. Apple Harvest salad kit.
okay.
Now I
See,
could,
that's where I love the apple and cheese mixture, and an
yeah,
apple and cheese, like grilled cheese. Oh gosh, that's so good.
very thinly sliced.
Very
This is
thinly
a
sliced.
spring mix with unexpected cheddar cheese, apple cinnamon chips, and pecans with apple vinaigrette. That sounds really good with like a pork tenderloin. Maple flavored fudge, pumpkin spice coffee. Yeah, that would be really good, especially if you're having company.
And the smell would just also be
Oh,
festive. Mhm.
yes. Pumpkin spice mini sheet cake, fall harvest salsa. I think that might have been the salsa she served with those tortilla chips.
Okay.
Maple pink, I'm not sure about this. Maple pancake flavored puffs,
Like snack puffs?
corn and rice puffs.
Yeah.
I
I'm
don't
not
think
sure about
so.
that either. Yeah.
Sliced apple cinnamon sourdough bread. Now that would be really good in a breakfast casserole, like a French toast casserole. So what I would suggest if y'all are out shopping and you're hearing this is just get a thing of that. Even if you're not planning on using it, freeze it, and then you'd have it for when you're having company for the holidays.
I love it.
Here's a couple of good stocking stuffers that they have right now. Honey Hydration Day and Night Cream Duo, Honey Hydration Face Mask.
Mm,
And it's in a really pretty jar, and the box is really pretty. It's kind of got a beehive with a bee on it. That would be really neat to have in your guest bathroom. Honey Hydration Bath Fizzer. And then we'll close out with three of my favorites is their pumpkin bread mix.
mhm.
I always stock up on that and have at least 4 or 5 boxes of that in my pantry.
And it's
Pumpkin
easy to
cream
make.
pumpkin cranberry crisps,
Mhm.
and we have some of this in our freezer. Mr. Twist loves ice cream. It's pumpkin ice cream.
Yeah.
So those are all, not all, just a few of some of the great things that Trader Joe's has right now. That if you just bought some of the non-perishable items and put those in what I like to call a we're on our way party box on my website right now. There's a free fall guide that
I
everybody can
downloaded it.
download it. Okay.
Mhm. It's
And it
great.
give it gives you a whole list of things that you could just buy that won't spoil, that you can just put in a box in your pantry. And when people call and say, "Hey, I'm in the neighborhood. I wanted to drop something off to you. Are you home?" And of course, they're not going to just drop it off. They're
Mhm.
going to want to come in and have a glass of wine, and then you've got all the snacks that you need, and it'll just look like you are just the perfect party planner.
Yep.
And it took very little effort.
Mhm.
Okay, so what are you going to talk about for gracious hospitality for fall?
Well, I was just thinking about, like, hosting upgrades, so for little fall gatherings because, I wanted to add to the Trader Joe's conversation too, and it doesn't have to be Trader Joe's. Target has a lot of the similar things. If you don't have a Trader Joe's nearby, their Good& and Gather and Favorite Day brands have really great seasonal products, so those are Target brands. But one thing I always do during October when I host, whether it's for kids or adults, is a little candy charcuterie, like a Halloween candy
Okay,
charcuterie, and it delights everyone, no matter what their age is, but so that's one of my little things.
absolutely.
But
Yeah.
I was thinking more along the lines of gracious hospitality with hosting upgrades that are not food related. And so we can talk about some of the things you can do at home to kind of upgrade for the seasonal hosting period. And we always talk about lighting. We love good lamp light, but you layer that lighting in. I never use my big light. I mean, unless I have to because it's completely too dark in the kitchen. But even in the kitchen, I have a ton of lamps. So lamps, votives, candles, twinkle lights on the patio. It just makes all the difference. And it feels very cozy and quaint when you have that layered lighting.
Yeah.
I love the idea of switching out your bath soaps and guest
Ooh,
towels
that's a good
for
one.
a seasonal one, and that like we talked about in last season, things like places like Home Goods and TJ Maxx is a good source for those those guest napkins that you can put in your guest bathroom, and the fragrances for hand soap and lotions that are seasonal specific. And speaking of scent, we talked about candles last week and having sort of a signature seasonal candle that you use that people associate with your home, have it lit near your door where people come in, and then another one sort of in the house. So that fragrance is sort of ambient, if you will. But I have a Pura, and so I do that. I have a Pura by my door, and I put the seasonal fragrance that is sort of my signature for the season. Right now, it's Welcome Home, and I don't.
Okay, because I have a Pura too, and so I'm not familiar with that scent. Why
I
don't you
can't remember what
tell
brand.
everybody what a Pura is?
So Pura is like a plug-in air freshener, but it's these little not votives, vials that you can buy that fit specifically in the Pura, and you can schedule it. It's Bluetooth enabled, and so you can schedule the times that it comes on and off, and you can have two fragrances in one, and it will swap. You can set the schedule for one day, another for the second day, and they can alternate. But they have all kinds of fragrances from all different brands that do candles and home fragrances, everything from the Nest to Anthropologie to LAFCO to Bridgewater Candle Company, I think, even has Pura, and so you can get them from the Pura website. But I just love to have like one seasonal fragrance that people associate with your house when they come over, and it kind of being in all areas of the house, bathroom, entryway, all the places. Other little hosting upgrades, a fall playlist. I know you love a good dinner party playlist and a good
Mm.
porch party playlist, but I went and had a massage not too long ago. It was great. And my massage therapist, he had a lo-fi autumn soundtrack that he got on Spotify, or playlist that was on Spotify. And it was really great. It was kind of like, that lo-fi, which is that vibey beats, but it was kind of jazzy at the same time. So
Huh?
look around on Apple and Spotify for autumn playlists, instrumental, jazz, lo-fi, and you can find one that kind of fits the vibe that you want to have in your home.
Okay, I'm writing that down. I've never heard of lo-fi. Is that like the opposite of like hi-fi?
I really don't know why it's called lo-fi, but it's more of those it's like beats, like aesthetic music, if you will. I don't know if that makes any sense, but a
Like the
lot of
kind of
the
music you'd hear when you go to Anthropologie or into a store.
kind of like elevator music, but better than elevator music.
Okay, all right. And
Um,
you think it was called a lo-fi
Lo-fi
fall
autumn.
playlist,
Mhm.
autumn playlist. Okay.
There's several options out there, and you just kind of find the vibe that fits for you.
I
Um,
love Spotify for coming up with dinner party playlists. If you just, are kind of tired of the one you've created, you can find you can find anything. You can find coffee shop, you can find library or, jazzy piano bar. I mean, there's all kinds of mood music for parties.
and Apple does the same thing generally too, but what I love about them is you can find a song that you like and tell it to create a station based on that song. And so it'll pull together other songs that are similar vibe to that. So
Technology is amazing.
yes, it is. I did this today because it's been one of our most glorious fall days so far. But when you're hosting and you want to bring that fall air in, crack open the windows, leave a door. If you have a screen door, even better. But and then it made me laugh because what we talked about is like, let the smell of the decaying leaves come in.
Think of the smell of fall again unless I think of, oh my God, it's because things are dying and rotting.
No, I've cracked myself up quite a few times because I'm like, I'll go outside and like these mornings where it's been really nice and I'll just sniff and I'm like, dead leaves.
The smell of death. If people are wondering why we're laughing about this, it's because in the first episode of season 2, we talked a lot about memories of smells and scents. And we shared an article. Oh, there's my cat. We shared an article about how no, the smell of autumn is really, while you're so precious and you think it's tied to your hayride, that the smell of leaves is actually the earth, I guess,
Letting go.
decaying and kind of like,
I
metamorphosizing
think maybe, I don't know.
into, you know, what nature needs in order to prepare for winter and for spring, and the cycle continues. And so we kind of laugh at ourselves now because we're like, oh, the smell of leaves is not actually,
Yeah.
it's death.
I think about it now every time I go outside. Uh,
But
but
I
my
do, I love to open the window when I'm cooking, especially for Thanksgiving and it's cool outside, hopefully. I love just the feel of the cold air rushing in while I'm cooking on the stove and setting the table. Oh, there's just nothing like it.
and like it. That is a perk for living in a warmer season because we it's cold, it's cool, hopefully for those holidays, but it's not so cold that you can't do that.
Right.
Um, so my last little hosting upgrade tip is, especially if it is cooler, well, one, I like to switch out my blankets and throws to be more cozy vibes, but keep them around the house. One of the things I do when I host outside is I have a basket of throws that I put on the patio for when we're sitting around. If it's at the fire pit, then you have something to curl up in, even outside if you need to. But yeah, just simple little things that you can do when you're having people over during this season to kind of upgrade it and make it feel more seasonal specific and welcome your guests in that way.
Yeah, and Home Goods is a really good place to go and get throws for not very much. And, the savings you're going to get from getting them at Home Goods is that you could then have your monogrammer put your initials on them. And I too like to put a basket out. What I do is I have a plastic storage, almost kind of like those bags you use that are zippered for quilts when you want to store them away. And I keep my outdoor blankets clean in that, and it protects them from the dust. And then when we're just outside having a fire, I can just open that up and everybody gets to cozy up with a nice soft plush blanket. So those are all really good tips, Brittany. Thank you.
Uh,
All right, so we're going to move on now
mhm.
and we're going to talk about gatherings and goings on.
We both got
You
lots of things coming up.
you do. You're a busy bee and so I'm going to share. Actually, I want you to go
Sure.
first.
Me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to share, and I've shared about it on Instagram and in my newsletter and blog. And I think I mentioned it last season, but the Beautiful Table Settings Bash is taking place in January of 2026, Vicksburg, Mississippi. Beautiful Table Settings is a private Facebook group for those of us that love styling tables, tablescaping, table setting, and dishes, and have dish obsessions. And I should be a member of some sort of recovery group for it because I love dishes so much. But I'm honored because they reached out to me to see if I would come and speak at their January 26th event in Mississippi in Vicksburg. And I'm so excited. I have the 9:30 Friday slot. It's the last weekend of January 29th through the 31st. It's the Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So it ends on the Saturday. And so I'm that Friday morning, and Melissa and Julie, y'all are coming. Julie's your best friend, right, from childhood?
Yeah, uh-huh. Yep,
Uh,
well, I don't know what date we're coming, but I'm guessing if it starts Friday and there's a little we bought the, I guess, like, the deluxe ticket that gets us in all weekend, a Thursday night happy hour, and shopping and all that kind of thing. So there's different levels of tickets that you can purchase. Like if you just can only come for like a day, you can do that, or you could do the whole kit and caboodle, which we thought, if we're going to drive all that way to see you, we want to experience the whole show. So
yeah.
I don't know where we're staying. I think we're going to stay in some bed and breakfast. But one of the things that you had suggested
Mm-hmm.
is that if there's enough of our listeners who come in to see you talk, that maybe that night
Mm-hmm.
Friday night.
Friday night.
Yeah, we could find a place to get together and meet each other and, have a little happy
Yeah.
hour. Yeah.
I would love that. I do know there are a few people coming that I'm very excited about. Some live, I think, close to there, so it's pretty easy for them. But yeah, if y'all get tickets and you're able to come, we would love that because it'll be great to meet up. It'll be Melissa and I's first time really meeting in real life.
I
Uh,
can't believe that it'll be our first time to actually physically put our hands on each other.
it doesn't feel like we've never met in real
It
life.
doesn't. It doesn't. But so if you're coming and you want to let us know you're coming so we can kind of keep a tally on what we need to plan, be sure to send us an email at thesentimentaltwistpodcast@gmail.com.
Yes, and to get tickets, I'll put the ticket link in the show notes, but you can also go to thesentimentaldecorator.com on my blog from, I think it was the October 2nd post. I shared all the details there, and it has the link to the Beautiful Table Settings website and all the other guests. There's some really great other speakers that will be there sharing about, their tablescape styling. And I'm going to share about sentimental style and kind of incorporating storytelling and tablescapes and setting tables, and probably do a little bit of my one pattern 3 ways that I do on Instagram from time to time.
I
So,
love that. I cannot wait. I
it's gonna be
cannot
fun.
wait. It's going to be so much fun.
Yes. So tell us about what you've got coming.
So, fall baking season, I've already baked a French apple tart and it was amazing. And then just the other day, I noticed when I was going through my baking box that I had some couple of opened bags of butterscotch chips. And I realized, oh my gosh, I haven't made my apple butterscotch. So I'm kind of an apple theme right now. Apple butterscotch cake. So, it is so good. It's got 4 apples in it. And so I like to mix my apples when I bake instead of just putting in all one variety of
Right.
apple. I like to put like Golden Delicious and Granny Smith, just so you kind of have some different
Yeah.
profiles of flavor. And then you make the batter and then you sprinkle butterscotch chips on the top. And it bakes at a low temperature, 325 for about an hour in a 9 by 13, but it slices beautifully. It's perfect if you wanted to cut it and put it into bars on a platter, take it to a potluck, wrap it up and give it as a gift. So I'm going to be teaching everybody how to make that in a free virtual baking class. I do this every once in a while. It'll be on Zoom. The information will be on my website, homewithatwist.com. And we will spend time in my kitchen baking the recipe. And while it's in the oven, we'll talk about baking essentials, how I organize all my baking supplies, tips and tricks. And it will be on Tuesday, October 21st at 6:30
6:30 Central Time.
Central Time. And if anyone can't make it, they can still register and everyone will receive the replay of it
Okay.
so that they can have it and it'll be, something permanent that they can refer back to. But
Okay.
it's a great
So,
cake to use for fall. So
yeah. So homewithatwist.com in your shop, it'll be there where you can register, or will there be a
it'll
link?
probably be in both places. It'll
Okay.
be in just the general homepage, and then it'll also be in my digital store.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
That sounds good. I'm gonna
Okay.
look at my calendar if I can join you live, depending on work situation. And if I can't, I'm gonna sign up so I can get the replay.
Yes, absolutely. And it's free. It's free for anybody who wants to just if you're a seasoned baker and you want to add this to a new recipe, or maybe you're new at making cakes, or maybe you've never made anything with apples. This
Mhm.
is a all level skill level of class. So,
Are we gonna talk like peeling, coring, slicing?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And one of the things that you'll get when you register is I send you the recipe. And then I send you a list of supplies that you might need. So if you don't have an apple core, then you could get one of those. I also have one of these really handy things. I got it on Amazon, maybe for Christmas a couple of years ago, and a lot of people that are influencers on social media use it. It's like a cheese grater. It's long and it has different attachments on the top. And
Yeah.
you'll see a lot of influencers bang it. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And so I have one of those, and I've done it both ways. I have done it with the apple peeler, apple core, and then I've hand sliced them with a paring
Mhm.
knife, but this is a lot quicker to use it. And so I try to link supplies that maybe you might want to add to your kitchen arsenal when you're baking, and then you can just shop those. And if you don't have them in time for the class, that's fine, but it's just kind of nice to have some other resources.
So are we gonna try to, like, do it with you, or are you just gonna teach?
No, you're actually going to do it with me.
Ah,
Yeah, so everybody has their ingredients assembled,
okay.
and
The
then
simplest.
we just get to town baking, and then we put it in the oven, and probably we won't stay on the entire time together while it's baking because it's an hour.
Uh-huh.
We'll get it in the oven because there's not anything to do once it comes out of the oven. But probably we'll spend about 20 minutes just talking about baking the proper way. And during the class, I also teach people the proper way to measure your flour.
Okay.
So many people make their flour wrong, and you end up with a cake that's a little too dry. So we talk about proper measurements, the kind of containers to use for that,
Mhm.
and how to, grease your pan, all the things.
That sounds good.
Almost like a master class for baking.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah,
Sounds fun.
October 21st.
Okay, so sign up there. I'll put the link in the show notes so you can register for the class, and if you can't be there live, then you'll get the replay. Um, and then I'll also put the show note link in the show notes for the bash, and we hope to
Yes,
see y'all at the bash.
that's right.
All right, it's
Okay.
time for
Your
Porch Talk
favorite, Brittany's
round.
favorite, the Welcome to Porch Talk, the speed round, where we fire off quick questions and even quicker answers to get you get a peek behind the screen door of who we really are. So I always start and Brittany answers, and then she asks me the questions.
Yeah, it's fun.
Okay. Favorite fall movie or TV special?
I'm a You've Got Mail gal. I love to watch
Oh,
You've Got Mail. And yes, it goes through Christmas and spring a little bit, but there's that the opening is the fall season, and I don't know. I love the clothes. I love her apartment. I love the bookstore. I love New York in the fall. Like, it's just,
it checks all your boxes.
it checks the boxes. Yeah. So
I do love that movie. I love it because I love Tom Hanks.
I love Tom Hanks too.
And
I've
he's
always,
so cute in that. FOX. He's so cute in that.
that is cute.
And what is your go-to fall soup?
Okay. It's sort of a new one in my arsenal in the last couple of years, but Half Baked Harvest, she's pretty big on Instagrams, but she has an easy, spicy potato soup that has a secret ingredient in it that I don't tell people is in it because then they might not eat it, or a few people that I serve usually. But it's got salsa verde in it that seasons it. It is fantastic, and I love it.
And that's tell me again who that is. I'm gonna write it down.
Half
You'll
Baked
put the
Harvest.
link in
I'll
there.
link it in the show notes as
Yeah.
well because it's a great recipe. Half Baked Harvest. What I can't. Her name's like Tegan something, but it's on her website, and I saved it one time from her Instagram, and I've made it probably 6 or 8 times since I saved it. It's so good.
So it's half baked harvest, and what's it called? Spicy potato soup?
Spicy potato soup.
Okay. I am a soup girl.
Me too. I love a soup.
Okay. Do you rake leaves or let them crunch underfoot?
I let them crunch underfoot. I know it might not be good for my grass, but I don't care.
Were you a leaf piler girl when you were little? Like jumping the
Well,
leaves?
we did it from time to time, but we didn't really. We lived in a pecan orchard.
That's a whole nother show, people. We're gonna talk about the
Talk about
proper
the
pronunciation of pecan.
pecan
Pecan.
orchard. So we didn't, we had leaves, but they didn't turn like, good leaves. Like, I don't know, they're just different. But when we could, we did. We have a lot of pine straw too. That's really,
Mm,
and right
yeah,
now that's what I, keeping cleaned up is the pine straw.
sure.
But it's great because you can put it in your beds instead of mulch.
Yes, and it's so pretty. Really finishes the bed.
Hmm.
Fuzzy blanket or crackling fire?
Can I say both?
Mhm.
Okay, I say both. I got a new fuzzy blanket. Lola blankets. Oh my gosh. It's heavy and soft. It's like a fake fur is what they're saying, like ethical fur, but it is a very cozy blanket. It's lovely.
Have you curled up with that yet this season?
Only once or twice. It's only
Okay.
been cold enough to do it once or twice. And the
Now,
first we had a little cool snap back in September, and I started Gilmore Girls, and curled up with the blanket. Because I always well, that could be another favorite fall movie or TV special. It's not a TV special, but I feel like Gilmore Girls is a fall show too. So
When did Gilmore Girls come out?
I think it's celebrating its 25th anniversary this year.
So you would have been
I was in high school.
okay. So and that is that kind of like when people started watching it when they were in high school?
I think I really more started watching it in college because my girlfriends in college, we would get together and watch episodes when they aired. Uh, but I think I'm like Rory and I are like the same age about. So I was
I
probably
I tried to watch.
yeah, so
I didn't
16. I was 16 when it came out.
I didn't watch it when it was out. I think I was too busy raising
Yeah,
Phoebe and
yeah.
working and all that. And I don't know because 25 years ago, is that what you said? I would have been around in my 40s, and I
Mhm.
don't think that's the demographic they were going for.
Well, what's interesting, I didn't watch it every week, like, I didn't watch all the seasons back to back when I was that age because, like I said, I think I am Rory's age. A As an adult, I've watched the seasons, binged them multiple times, and for me, it's the Luke and Lorelai that's my favorite part about Gilmore Girls.
Okay, I don't know
Rory
who those people are, but I'm sure they're charming.
yeah, Lorelai's the mom, and
Okay.
Luke is the coffee shop owner.
Okay. And I know
So
Melissa
he is
McCarthy's in
so
it,
cute.
right?
Mhm. The best friend.
All right, so
So
I need to watch it. It
yeah.
sounds like. I've tried a few episodes and I just couldn't get into it. Maybe it was just my mindset. I don't know.
I don't know, it's a comfort show,
Sure.
but they talk really fast, a lot of pop culture references, which is kinda fun.
Sure. Okay. Favorite fall flower, mums, sunflowers, or something else?
Well, I love a mum, but I would have to say a spider lily because in the South right now, spider lilies are popping up everywhere, and I have a few in my yard that Miss Lucia planted.
Oh,
So if y'all look up a spider lily online, but they're red and spiky, and they're bulbs, and they're a signal of fall here in the South because they bloom, late September, October timeframe. So
okay. And do you pick them?
you can pick them and put them in an arrangement, but I just like to let them be in the yard because there's not much color otherwise.
Yeah.
So mhm.
So are they like an iris that as soon as you pick them, they kind of start to wilt?
They don't have. I don't want to say this and be wrong, but they don't really have leaves. They're just a stem in the spider lily.
Okay,
So
but they
once
won't like if you cut it and put it in water, it would
you,
last a few days?
Mhm,
Okay.
just a few.
Okay. Because I know when I try to bring my irises in from the garden in the spring, they just don't it's really just a one-day flower.
Whoops! I'm starting to play a video by accident of a spider lily. I thought it was a picture. I was gonna try to bring you a picture over here. Let's see. They do have look. They have like long green leaves, but y'all look it up. Look up a
Okay.
spider lily. They're really cool.
I think I've know because I think Ivy Odom might have talked about on the
On the
Southern
Southern Living
Living
page. I think
Instagram,
I think Landon Talks has also talked about the
and she
spider lily
talks about
recently.
how a lot of times they'll pop up when it's getting ready to be a hurricane or something.
That's probably true. It's this time of year, which,
Yeah,
hurricanes, when we have a bad hurricane in our area, it's usually October.
yeah.
So, okay. All right, your turn. All right, favorite fall movie or TV special?
Okay, my favorite fall movie is and we're not near Halloween yet, but, I love to watch scary movies, and my favorite movie to watch in the fall is the original 1978 Halloween with Jamie Lee Curtis. I It is just so campy and kitschy, and it's the best kind of horror movie because it's not real violent.
Mhm,
You just know that the person's getting,
mhm.
stabbed and stuck to the wall. Definitely as those, sequels came out, they got more and more gory, like everything, but I just love it. It's just so, like, 1970s, so campy. It's how I kick off, the fall season, and
Spooky season.
probably I'm gonna watch it this weekend.
Mm,
Do you
that'd
like
be a
scary movies?
not really. I've
No.
never really I mean, my mom loved them, but I'm not one I don't like a jump scare. Like, I don't need that. I don't need that in my life.
Yeah.
High
I
blood
t
pressure already.
I tend to like more kitschy
Yeah.
scary movies. Like, The Conjuring is really good because it's set in the '70s, Amityville Horror, all those ones that before it just got to be so,
Yep. Gritty.
slasher
Gory.
and gory. I like psychologically horror also.
Mhm. Okay, so I like that kind of scary movie, like psychological,
Yeah.
uh,
There's a good one with Nicole Kidman, and it's a period piece, I think. I don't think it's set in modern day times, but it's psychologically
yeah,
horrific. So,
yeah.
anyway, Halloween, to answer your question.
Okay, Halloween, like it. Alright, what's your go-to fall soup recipe? Or not recipe,
I have
just
4
favorite?
I have 4 soup recipes on my website right now.
Mm,
So if they go to homewithatwist.com, there's 2 of them that are my recipes, and 2 of them are recipes that are from other influencers that I really like. I love Sailor Bailey.
mhm.
She's a cook or chef, and she's got a big presence on, Instagram. And I made her Tuscan white bean soup recently, and it has chopped collard greens in it. It has ground beef. No, I think it has turkey and it has mild Italian sausage. And then it's got beans, carrots, celery, onion, tomatoes, and then the collard greens.
That sounds perfect.
And it makes a ton. So if you're having friends over, you'll have plenty for that. But I just will eat it for every day for lunch for almost a week until you're kind of like, is this still going to be good? And then you have to toss it out. But I just love it. And a lot of people are like, ooh, I don't like collard greens. But when you put them in a soup,
Yeah.
they get really soft, but yet they give just enough of a texture to the soup
Mhm.
and the flavor. That is my favorite go-to soup right now.
Yeah. Reminds me, I do a soup when I don't wanna do a full out New Year's Day meal that has greens in it, and it's similar. The colors just give it a perfect, um, touch.
Yeah, because collard greens can be really tough if you don't massage them a lot as you're washing them or cutting the stem.
Stems, yeah.
But because this sits in the soup for about an hour, I'm craving it right now and I don't have any more. So I'm gonna have to make another pot. A little time consuming just because there's a lot of chopping.
Yeah.
But if you skipped that step of chopping and just bought already chopped, Trader Joe's has, I think they call it the Holy Trinity. It might be carrots, onions, and celery. It's already done for you, and then you could just, and of course, I just buy frozen chopped collard greens, so it's already done. Yeah,
Yeah, that's alright, so do you rake your leaves or let them crunch underfoot?
I rake them because we've got lots of oak trees around us that are actually not in our yard, but they're from our neighbors.
Mhm.
So they blow over,
Yeah.
and we do a lot of raking in the fall. They haven't let it usually it's gonna be more like I remember raking when it's cold outside. So it's when you get that first really big cold snap and the leaves start to dry and fall off. But I do remember when Phoebe was little, we used to go up to the school at the playground and we'd take a rake and we would just make huge piles of leaves and she would jump in there. It was before you really thought about there's probably bugs in here and dirt and like you didn't care. And it was just so fun to bury her and the dog and have them pop out of the leaves.
So fun.
Yeah.
That's so cute. Alright. Fuzzy blanket or crackling fire?
Well, I'm kind of like you. I like both. As soon as we gets cold enough, I love to put my fireplace on and have it on while I'm cooking in the kitchen. So I think I would probably say both, but if I had to choose, it would be a crackling.
Yeah. There's nothing better. Nothing better. Okay, favorite fall flower, Mum's sunflowers or something else?
It here in Texas, we kind of get since when it starts to get cool, the flowers, a lot of our roses will start to bloom again for like one last
Yeah.
go at it before the cold snap comes. And I know typically roses are not a fall flower, but I like to cut a few of those and bring them in to enjoy. And I also like my zinnias. I
Oh,
just
yeah,
did
mine are still
last
Mhm.
My last season of, my last crop of zinnias just finished, and in fact, I'm getting ready to pull, the rest of them up and then dry them to have seeds, but probably roses and zinnias. I know that's not fall, but I just
But
like them.
for us, they bloom into the fall,
Yeah,
so they are.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
Awesome.
okay.
All
All right, so
right.
now we're gonna talk about heirloom recipes,
Food.
right?
We are always so hungry when I leave these
I
conversations with you.
am, I know. I'm just like, I had just a little bit of breakfast, but I really want some soup now.
Mhm.
So my favorite recipe that I love to share in the fall is golden fall punch, and it's a hot punch.
Ooh, I love a hot
I have
punch.
the recipe on my website.
Mhm.
Um, it is a recipe I found in an old junior league cookbook probably about 30 years ago, and it has pineapple juice, apricot nectar, apple cider, orange juice, cloves, and cinnamon sticks. And I
Yeah,
think a
that
little
sounds
bit
great.
maybe of allspice and a little dash of salt. And basically, you pour all of it into like a electric urn, percolator urn. You put the
Mhm.
spices in the basket, and then you turn it on and let it run for about 25 minutes until it's good and hot. And it just makes the most delicious cup of hot punch that I like to serve it as a precursor for Thanksgiving when people are arriving and everybody's kind of a little bit of hungry, but it's not
Mm,
quite time.
yep.
I'll put a few nipples out and then and I like to put the punch. This is kind of a fun way to serve it. I have a pretty big front porch, so I like to put it on a table on my front porch
Yeah.
with mugs. And when people are getting out of the car, they can smell that punch
Mm,
percolating. And so they can stop and make themselves a mug and come on in the house and cozy up.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. I love anything percolate there's nothing better than a percolator in general. That's how I serve my coffee when I have guests because I have well, it's not old, but it's like looks like the old vintage percolators with the glass, at the top. But
Yeah.
you're talking about the urn size that's like
I'm
the
talking like
big,
when you go to church and the church
yeah,
ladies serve you coffee
5
or
gallon or something like
something.
that.
Yeah. And
Uh-huh.
those are great to find at estate sales. You can get
Oh,
them for
yeah.
like 20 bucks. I have my father-in-law's and it's avocado green.
That's so cool.
And it's not one of the bigger ones, but I think it'll hold like 20 cups.
Mhm. That's
And
perfect.
it is just the best thing to invest in. They're not very expensive. You can get them on Amazon. You can get the stainless steel kind on Amazon, but they're just great to have because you can also make a batch of iced tea in there
Yeah.
or hot coffee, as you said, or
Mhm.
hot water if you want to make hot cocoa if you're having a caroling party. It's just one of those things that you just don't think about until you need it. So it's
Yep.
just good to go ahead and get one and keep it in your closet. I keep mine well, I have 2, but so I don't have the box that came with my father-in-law's, but I have one that I keep in the box with the recipe book. And then whenever I need to refer to how many cups of water for grounds of coffee, then it's all ready to go.
Mhm. Sounds good.
What is your heirloom fall recipe?
So, when I was thinking about this, I was thinking about all the food that we cook for occasions for Thanksgiving and such. But I decided that I was going to focus on boiled peanuts because the people need to know how to make good boiled
The
peanuts.
people. The people, yeah, I need to
All the
know how to
people.
do boiled peanuts.
So, okay, boiled peanuts is unofficial snack food of the deep south. If you're from Georgia, Alabama, Northwest Florida, probably Mississippi, maybe, I guess. Boiled peanuts. We are the peanut capital of the world. I mentioned this last season that like 70% of the world's peanuts grow within a 100-mile radius of where I live. So boiled peanuts, boiled, that's not how you say it. You say boiled peanuts.
Boiled.
And
Yeah,
that's Landon. Landon did a little thing about that not too long ago.
boiled peanuts. Okay.
So, um, you I you want to get green ones, which are they're not quite ready for harvest or they haven't been dried out yet. So when you harvest peanuts, they are a legume. They grow underground, not on trees. They're not a nut. So when they harvest them, they dig them up, they turn up the dirt, which is where I get my favorite fall smell, and they dry out on the surface of the dirt for a little bit before they pick them. But anyways, when you're making boiled peanuts, the best are green. You can do them when they're freshly harvested, but when they're green, which means that's about a month before they're ready to harvest, and you dig them up then and clean them and use them then, that's the best boiled peanuts, regardless. So, It's simple. You're gonna make a brine. Okay, I'm trying to think. You want a big stock pot. I think I have a 10-quart, one of those, splatterware stock pots that have a canning pot,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah. It's real tall and
Mhm,
slender. Yeah.
wide. Mhm.
Mhm.
And about 2 pounds of peanuts. You wanna make sure they're good and washed. And so you're gonna fill the stock pot up to about 3/4 of the way, which, if it's 10 quarts, then 8 quarts-ish, um, of water and kosher salt or table salt. We use table salt. And this you could also do, like, Cajun seasoning if you want a little spicy. So you're gonna mix that into the water, the brine, make the brine. So mostly dissolved, and then you put your peanuts in. They will probably float to start with, so you might have to put something in to, like, keep them down in the water.
Okay, hold
I u
please.
Okay.
Are they peanuts in the shell?
Yes, they are in the shell.
And when you say they're green, is the shell actually green?
That
Y
just means they're early.
Okay, so is the peanut green?
I don't know, I've never well, I don't know.
Okay, so when you use the term green, you don't mean the color, you just mean they're not quite ready. Like if
Yeah,
I tried to open a shell and eat it, it probably would not be ready yet. It
and they
would be
might be
soft?
actually green inside a little bit,
Okay.
but
So
because I'm in the
is a
shell, I don't usually. Mhm.
green peanut gonna be soft?
Yeah, it's softer. It's not hard like you would get a roasted peanut in the shell, but it's not soft like, um, I don't know, dough or anything like that.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of a texture. But so you're gonna put that 2 pounds of peanuts in the water that's already been mixed with your seasoning. We just do salt, but people do Cajun. I've seen people do, like, dill pickle seasoning. Like, you can flavor your peanuts however, but traditional is just salt or Cajun. And they might float, so that's a little bit of an adventure getting them all into the water, but you roll them, boil for as long as they'll rolling boil, then you reduce it for about 2 hours, and then you're gonna test, and you're gonna taste one. You're gonna take it out, open it let it cool a bit. Open it up, taste it. Is it soft like a bean, like a black bean texture at that point? And is it salty enough? And then you just probably go longer. I mean, you can do this for up to 3 to 5 hours until you get it just the right texture and saltiness that you want. And then that's your boiled peanuts. So you let them cool. I mean, you can eat them hot. People serve them hot on the roadside usually, but I like to let them cool, put them in the fridge because then they marinate in the brine a little bit, and they're the perfect ball game snack. They're the perfect dinner. I had it for dinner a couple nights ago, boiled
Okay,
peanuts.
so is the shell, so if you leave them in the brine, are you just pulling them right out of the pot and, like, draining them?
Draining them. Yeah, sorry, I
And
didn't say
then
that.
the shell is gonna be kinda soft, like wet.
Yes, it's still hard. You have to crack them, but it's not like a pistachio that you have to crack.
Okay,
It's, um, they open easily on the seams, if you will,
okay.
and some of them do it like, the smaller ones will boil long enough, and the shell gets softer, and you can, when they are soft, eat it whole, um, when they get and that some of those are the best ones to me, are the ones that got really soft, and you can just eat the whole thing, but typically, you're gonna have to crack open the shell and just eat the peanuts inside because they're still crunchy. They're still crunchy is not the right word, but crunchy.
Okay, so what flavor are you going for a boiled peanut versus a peanut that's so the peanuts that we buy, like when Doug and I traveled to Maine,
Mhm.
Costco had a huge bag of nuts still in the shell, peanuts still in the shell. So that was our snack every night. We'd have with a glass of wine, or we'd sit outside and we'd shell peanuts.
Yes, and they're crunchy.
How are those prepared? Those aren't prepared boiled.
Those are, like, probably fried, like pan fried
Okay,
or roasted to
roasted.
get crunchy.
Okay. So it's gonna be a
So
completely different taste profile
mhm, it is.
because
It is I don't know if there's any comparison. I mean,
a
it's
boiled peanut's gonna be soft.
yes, like a
Interesting.
black bean.
Really?
Huh,
I don't know that my taste buds would go for that.
you would like it.
I think it would be like,
I'll bring
"Whoa, I've never had a soft peanut before."
So, y'all don't have in the gas stations, like, the yellow cans, I guess it's Mr. Peanut or Planters canned boiled peanuts?
I've never seen them, or maybe
Really?
I've just not paid any attention.
If you happen to see a can of boiled peanuts, that'll give you more of the texture. And there's a yellow can, and I think it's Planters or Mr. Peanut. The brand. Let's look it up
So
because
when you open the can, it's gonna have shelled peanuts in there, but when you
they're not
eat
going to be shelled. They're going to be in their shells.
okay, but you're gonna crack
Oh,
open a shell, and they're gonna be soft like a bean.
yes.
And see,
The brand is Peanut Patch. That's in the yellow can.
I would be like, "This peanut's bad, like, it's rancid, like, there's something wrong with it." But that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, I guess you would think. I guess,
Now,
but
if we when we come to Vicksburg, are there gonna
uh
be gas stations that are gonna have boiled peanuts?
probably. I think so Mississippians chime in. Do y'all do the boiled peanuts? I think they do.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to stop at a roadside or a gas station and try some of these because 'cause I'm not
Yep.
sure. I'm not
Yeah.
sure, Brittany,
Okay.
but I trust you, and I'm always willing to take a no thank you bite.
That's fine. Yeah. So that's our boiled peanut recipe, but it's not really a recipe. It's like the dressing that you make at Thanksgiving. You just kind of have to vibe with it and feel it.
Sure. Okay. All right, now are we gonna be making those this weekend?
No,
No?
I bought some recently from a little seafood market that had some, but my brother usually makes them, but I don't know if he did any this year. So,
Okay.
mhm.
And do they last a long time after they're boiled, or they have a
If you
shelf
can
life?
'em if you can 'em, but if you just or you can freeze the bags, the Ziploc we freeze the Ziploc bags of them, but in the fridge probably a week. You wouldn't wanna go too long,
So if you
probably.
freeze a boiled peanut and it thaws, are you eating it thawed?
Mhm,
And it's still gonna be soft?
mhm.
Gosh, I just can't wrap my brain around a soft peanut. But it's because I've never had one, so I don't know what that would be like, you know? Because 'Cause I'm used to eating peanuts that are just, like, crispy and salty and not s doesn't taste like a black bean.
Well, it doesn't taste like a black bean, it just feels like a black bean,
Okay,
texture-wise.
alright, I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna say I would try it.
Okay,
Okay,
good.
alright. Okay, moving it on. Now we're gonna talk about blessed we had to share it. Things we're loving right now, and you're up, girl.
Oh, yeah, okay, so y'all know me in block prints, and I'm already thinking about, like, tables for Christmas and Thanksgiving, and I saw this one during Amazon Prime Week.
Oh, that is so pretty.
I love the colors because I think it's great for Christmas and
Yes.
for fall with this gold.
Yeah,
Um, and I love an eclectic sort of, really layered tablescape for the holiday season, and I just think there's so many things you could pull in with the colors in this for
it
either
is
holiday.
stunning. I just love it, and, do you have desert rose or you have apple?
Apple.
Okay.
But rose would look good with this.
Yeah, I'm thinking my desert rose would look
I should
really pretty
probably
on that.
describe it for the listeners only, but it is a pretty block print that's got sort of a pink and highlights of burgundy and a sage green and gold block print colors. So go on YouTube if you're listening to see what it looks like. I shared it in my newsletter a week or two ago. Um,
It's
with
just so pretty, and cabbage ware, like, if you have some
oh yeah,
dark
mhm,
green dishes, that would be really, really
yeah,
pretty,
yeah.
or green
I just love it.
glassware.
I love the colors. This is probably one of my favorite Riddy ones that I've gotten so far.
I love that.
Yep. So that's my blessed.
Okay, so my blessed is I love hot cocoa, but
Mm,
I don't like the sugar that's in hot cocoa. And so I discovered a new to me, she is on Instagram, Taylor Duke's Wellness.
okay.
My niece follows her. She's functional medicine. I think she has her doctorate in functional medicine, farm living, gut health, detox, healthy swaps. She's got lots of good protein drinks and supplements and electrolytes, but she came out with a organic hot cocoa mix,
Mm.
and I just got it. And I tell you what, I don't know that I will drink any other hot cocoa. I'm trying to find it on her website because I want to talk about the ingredients in it. Shoot, I should have done this. Taylor Duke's. Let me look. I'm just going to Google it. I like to put out hot cocoa mix and apple cider K cups,
Mhm.
hot cocoa, so that when people come over, they can just kind of make whatever they want. I like to buy the holiday blend. K-cups from Costco. In fact, whenever Mr. Twist goes to Costco about this time of year, I'll be like, look for the holiday blend,
Mhm.
because once they have it, if you don't buy it, they sell out of it. So we usually buy like 3 cases of it. Okay, so the Taylor Dukes Wellness, and it's taylordukeswellness.com. Hot chocolate is a clean take on a classic hot beverage. It offers the old-fashioned taste of hot chocolate from high-quality organic ingredients only. No dairy,
Okay.
natural flavors, 0 sugar, no artificial flavors, no artificial colors or other additives. The healthier spinoff of a childhood favorite. And I think it's free of dairy, gluten, and soy, zero sugar, lightly sweetened with stevia, leaf, and organic monk fruit, 0 preservatives. And I think you add it to warm milk of your choice.
Yeah.
Like if you drink almond milk, or if you drink cashew milk or whole milk or whatever, you
Mhm.
can do it however you want to. And
Right.
so I
So you
have
can
that,
make it.
and
Mhm.
it's really good. And let me see, I think it might be 0 calories. That's my whole thing, as I love hot cocoa, but I don't like the calories in it.
Mhm.
And this is 25 calories. No, wait,
Oh.
I take that back. 50 calories.
Oh, that's still
And then
nothing.
if you add a protein drink, like whole milk with it, then you're getting the protein from the whole milk. So Taylor Duke's Wellness hot cocoa. That's my new favorite thing. Yeah. Okay, so I think it's time for us to close the show, right? And this is where and we try to end the show with a sentimental quote or short story or poem, and end with a toast of sentiment. So I'm going to read a little short story called The Last Leaf on the Porch. There's one leaf that never seems to fall. It's the last leaf to let go, clinging to the old oak by the porch. Every year I watch it, stubborn and golden, holding tight while its neighbors drift away. My mother used to say that leaf was a reminder that we all hold on to something beautiful until we're ready to let it go. So when the air turns crisp and I see that leaf dancing in the wind, I think of the things I've held on to. Memories of crowded tables, the scent of her pot roast, the sound of laughter echoing down the hall. And when that leaf finally drifts to the ground, I whisper a thank you for another season, another gathering, another chance to fall gently into grace. So that's all for today's episode of the Sentimental Twist. Cheers. I'm in
Cheers.
cheers to my morning
Cute
pumpkin
morning
mug.
pumpkin. I've got my mama's amber-colored wine
Oh,
glasses.
so pretty. Please give us a follow over on Spotify and Apple, or follow us on our YouTube channels. Leave us a review, share an episode with a friend who loves meaningful spaces. You can follow me at Home with a Twist on Instagram, homewithatwist.com, on my website, and Home with a Twist on YouTube.
Yes.
And Brittany,
And
where can people follow
I'm
you?
like, I blanked for a second. I'm like, I'm Brittany. That's me. I'm Brittany Shepherd on Instagram and thesentimentaldecorator.com, and Brittany Shepherd TSD on YouTube.
And you can also follow us on Instagram at the Sentimental Twist Podcast on Instagram. If anything resonated with you, if you have a question, if you've had boiled peanuts and you think they're fabulous and I need to get on board, send us an email at the Sentimental Twist Podcast at gmail.com. We do read those, and we do share your questions, your thoughts, and we just love our listeners. We're so grateful to our audience.
Yes.
So thanks for joining us for this episode of the Sentimental Twist.
Where we believe every space tells a story,
and every story deserves a place at the table. Until next time,
keep things cozy, collected, and a little bit sentimental.
bye everybody.
See
We
you
love
next
you.